to give you guys a bit of a recap on what happened, what's been going on. Recently, more like in the past month or so, you and your group shifted from being simple mercenaries for hire to being the semi-reluctant uniters of several tribes against a single evil. At least that's what you've been told so far. You're working your way around each of the tribes, and recently have come out of the only settlement that is actually from the continent all of you know is home. Right now, you live with the Warforged. Right now, you're making your way towards the Warforged with two unintended guests in tow. A member of the Warforged who seems to have been exiled from them for some reason, or rather just seems reluctant to return, and a member of the Yuan-Ti, though she seems distinctly human, or rather non-snake-like. You are uncertain as to why she's with you, or rather she isn't with her own kind.
And next Saturday,
honestly, you're not sure. 7th? Regardless, currently you're making your way towards the Warforged settlement, hoping to try and secure their aid for this endeavor.
I told Callie Duncan.
Though none of you really know much about the Warforged.
That I would let people know if we were going.
Recently, you found remnants of a possibly very chaotic item that had unintentional effects upon all of you. One of you became of the opposite gender for a period of time. And all of you discovered a card that has some odd effect. Regardless whether that further plays on is unknown. Currently, you have secured the support of 3 of the settlements. The Ember Trees, what is known as Settlement 7, a settlement of seemingly sentient undead, and Settlement 6, the settlement, just simply Settlement 6, as you were given no other name, but seems to be a heavily devout or religious settlement in that sense. As you all come to focus, the morning air feels damp, very, not Salem, but Salem, except they're not drinking water laced with the active chemicals of LSD. So no witch burnings. But at the moment, you all wake up from a rather restful night of sleep. The familiar shapes of the Warforged and the Yuan-Ti, who you somewhat unwillingly took on as your charges in the next leg of your journey, or at least for the foreseeable future. At least the Yuan-Ti also seems to be sleeping, a good distance from the rest of you. The Warforged has taken watch. He's simply sitting by the fire he kept, just staring at it. Regardless, it is morning, you're all awake, and you're hungry. What do you guys decide to do?
I will forage for our foods with my Outlander ability.
All right, roll a nature check. You come across, most of the food you come across seems distinctly inedible. Or rather, every instinct in your body screams that it's not something you should consume. You do find some
berries from the dangerous forest that wants to kill everybody.
You do find a small bush of berries that do seem safe, and after a precursory taste, yes, they are safe to eat, but they taste extremely bland. Almost like you're chewing wood, essentially. There's very little juice in them, and You have food to eat, you just won't like it very much.
Well, while that sounds fun, I think I'll look for myself.
You managed to kill a rabbit.
Well, I know what I'm cooking.
Yeah, no, and you go about to cooking it. So, Rainer, you venture out into the jungle.
Wait a minute, I
and
don't even have to roll for this. This is a feature of my background.
True, but you're in a completely alien environment that you have no real exposure to before. You're more used to sort of desert, Sahara, and basic woodlands, not full-out jungles.
Fair enough.
In the jungle, the mighty
Things are
jungle.
very different around here.
Last time I checked, we had meat in the sack of colding, and if I'm not mistaken, a chicken that lays eggs.
True,
That's true.
but Rainer wanted to go forage.
And then everybody has like 20 rations. Or is that last campaign? I remember buying a shit ton of rations.
That was this campaign.
I have 8 marked.
It might have been split.
So I'll eat the shitty berries.
They are filling. Yeah, upon checking the bag of colding, it is empty. On the other note, Elizabeth's off in the corner munching on something. Kind of looking suspect. But before any of you can really protest, she scarfs down what's remaining of
I
what
have
she
a
has in her
passive
hands.
17. What do I see?
From what little bits, it looked like bacon. Oh, yeah.
We must remember to put meat back in the bag of colding. But
Well,
for
you
now,
run into something you can eat.
Jerky and ration time with hard bread and jerky.
Yep. It's a bitter meal, but for the most part, it does its job. It's filling. Regardless, all of you eventually get to yourself. The young tea woman wakes up and somehow has her own meal, and it looks a lot better than anything you guys got. You guys managed to find. Except you, Devrona. Your rabbit still looks really good, and you eat the entire thing. But the young tea manages to find food that she's currently eating a reptile of some sort. And not cooked, she's just has it skewered on one of her knives and is literally just ripping into it. Blood is trickling down the sides of her mouth from whenever she bites into it.
Well, technically, you can eat snakes raw and you can eat salmon raw.
True, but this is like a lizard.
She
4 legs.
probably has a different metabolism than we do.
That
You know,
wouldn't
being YouTube.
imply at all it'd be digestive system, but true, she being a Yanti, she most likely has a slightly different form of bodily structure. Her metabolism, her body does operate slightly differently than the rest of you. Regardless, eventually you all get up, getting ready to get moving. Everybody roll perception checks.
Is it under 17?
No.
Oh.
13.
Damn it,
You have failed us by 1
Hey,
point
hey,
of
hey,
perception.
let's be fair. EA failed us.
To the game.
Is not responsible for your 12 in perception just now.
They're responsible for
They're
13
they're
going away.
responsible for a lot of fuck ups, just not this one.
The auntie doesn't notice anything.
Even she got a 13.
Damn it, Rainer!
You fucking program here, sir.
The Warforged picks up. The Warforged seems to reach for his back, and all of a sudden there's a rod that juts out of his somewhere in his shoulder. A rod just like pops up. He grabs it, throws it towards a tree. You see as it hits something, and he just marches over to see what it was.
My mom and dad made a nice balance. Right. And we had a wonderful, loving.
Having fun over there.
18, mommy and daddy.
He doesn't respond.
18, when we physically saw the adoption.
Then I speak into his mind. Having fun over there.
We started to talk about it more. What did you guys talk about? Because
Again, no response.
Damn it.
I looked to see
Remember,
what
these
he
things are
caught.
essentially machines with souls. He is currently attempting to remove a spear that is, granted, has several very wicked looking barbs along the shaft of it, at least up to a certain point. This mostly seems to like dig into the fleshy bits of a target and just stay, like not be able to get removed, at least unless you let it go through you. And impaled on a tree is the arm of this very thin humanoid.
And I can respect that. To me personally, that would bother me.
Halt, who goes there?
He's like pulling at his arm, trying to get it loose. He sees the rest of you moving towards, takes out a knife, and starts jamming it into his shoulder.
If she was sitting here right before you, what would you say?
Well,
Oh,
this guy looks fun already.
Do any of you try to stop him, or
Sure, I will.
roll a strength check? Rather acrobatics, not strength.
Okay, thank God. Wow!
He seems really slippery all of a sudden. Though it might be because of the fact that he hit some kind of vein and a gout of blood just sprays into your face. A
All
little bit
right,
more of a
Chumpy.
frantic push. He jams the knife into something and rips the arm free. Or rather, rips his body free and leaves the arm and then just takes off running.
you think I can hit him here from here with my spear? 20 bucks says I hit
Try,
him.
roll.
Die from ripping his arm off.
Actually, the arm, after he rips it off, seems to start withering. Withering its essentially amount of dust.
Ah, damn it.
Can I check for
You
any?
fucking hit me, I swear to God.
The spear literally just doesn't do anything.
I shake it. What is wrong with this thing? Did I forget to change the batteries?
Nope.
Can I inspect to see whether or not this man's even bleeding after this?
He's running.
You
Glorious
can roll an
attempt at
inspection
escape.
check. For investigation, I mean, yeah.
I figured
There's
that's what you meant.
there's like a couple splashes of blood that mark the ground from where he's walking, but not as much as you'd think from somebody who's just cut off a limb.
Well, doesn't look like he's gonna bleed out anytime soon. Think it's worth getting him?
He's already gone. As in, no one else can see him at the moment.
Damn, he hauled ass.
The Warforged wrenches his spear free from the tree. Hate those fuckers.
Those fuckers mean.
Don't know what they call themselves, but they're essentially raiders. The way I hear it, they really got no way of sustaining themselves on whatever they've got around their land, but basically they take what they need from everybody else.
Sounds like real cheery folk.
Socialism at its finest.
Parasites.
If you consider socialism gutting other people to get their stuff, then sure.
Bye.
Oh, let's keep
The
going.
young T pipes up. If it's all the same with you, I'd like to get moving before something else decides to make a visit.
No, I second that notion.
The rest of you go trudging off. Everybody roll dexterity checks.
Let's see who trips.
Oh my
in the
God.
forest. That's
Oh my
one.
god.
That
Oh my
who's
God!
The only one who didn't fucking fail.
We somehow lose a day's worth of travel.
No, you still make a good day's worth of travel. It's just...
Oh,
Yeah,
we hit the
making
encounter
it.
die.
Yep.
3 nat 1s. 3 T-Rexes. Let's go.
and the land kraken comes out of nowhere.
And an elder dragon.
Let's just
You
get that
somehow
out of the
stumble
way.
on a Tarrascus den.
You guys should really stop giving me ideas.
Ooh, Rhinoceros Hydra.
Just a minute.
Just give Rainer flashbacks. It's then that younger Dervona shows up to wreak havoc again.
Level 4. Level 4.
You mean level 5?
No, I mean we're level 4.
He's just reminding him to apply the appropriate amount of lube for this encounter.
Well, I do have that jar of slipperiness.
Well,
Yeah, you're gonna need it.
you come across a clearing. Funny thing is, it's one that's completely devoid of any kind of greenery. Well, usually the forest usually everything in the jungle seems,
Tree
and you're
moved.
right here. Usually like the plant life, what does kind of give off an ominous sense, is usually vibrant and lush. The area around here seems almost dead. The ground is yellowed grass. The trees are these gnarled, dried up husks of what trees should be. And for some reason, it's really disorienting for you guys.
Anybody else get the feeling we're gonna be walking in circles for a few hours?
There's symbols. Well, actually, I'm going to leave this up to you guys. What do you want to try to do to get out of this clearing? Keep in mind, there seems to be a thick fog that permeates the entirety of the edge of this clearing.
I'm going to attempt to do something my class shouldn't.
Which
Can I
would
look
be?
at the compass of true sight?
There's a
True
general sense of magic in this area, though it's hard to tell if it's the magic that permeates the entire jungle or if it's magic that's unique to this area.
That's nice. That's great.
Then again, you're not really trained to discern magic of any other kind other than divine, so
Yeah.
that's the best you're getting. Anybody else want to try anything?
I'm gonna check the compass of magic always points the right direction.
Captain Jack Sparrow's compass.
It's pointing towards this tree.
Who wants to smash a tree?
I'm gonna
Kill it with
investigate
fire.
the tree.
Roll an investigation check.
If this is the twins' mother, we now have a new Mary name to track her down. I contact Charlotte, and she confirmed she is the twins' birth mother.
Necro, rolling nature.
Yeah.
There's something off about this area. You just can't put your finger on it. You just Rainer, there's the large symbol of a wolf's head carved into the tree.
For 6 months, I went in at 6 months old.
The wolf,
And that's where I
yeah.
stayed until I got grown.
Can I look for wolf tracks?
You certainly can try.
Would that be perception or investigation?
Investigation.
Okay, so tell me.
God damn it.
No wolf tracks you can find.
Who is this? But this is somebody that you knew very well. I knew. I'll put it like
Funny thing though, the moment you approach it,
Was he in-
the compass suddenly points the opposite direction. Now it's pointing at this tree. Or wait, sorry. This tree here.
What happened?
Still no ping.
He pinged like
I'm not seeing it.
I'm wondering right now. Wasn't he?
Okay, there it goes.
Yeah, it's right here. It points to this tree now.
Okay.
Lag. I walk over to that tree.
That one has a snake drawn into it.
I check the compass again.
This tree.
God damn it. Okay, magic bullshit is happening.
It's not going to be a pentagram, is it?
That's how I thought.
Walk over to this tree.
No. How could I?
Nothing.
I was in a foster home. Couldn't take care of myself.
It's still pointing at this tree.
Yeah.
What's the symbol on this tree?
I wasn't happy.
Nothing. There's no carving.
Really, I wasn't, but I didn't have any choice.
I tried to touch the tree.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
God damn it.
I never forgot their birthday. I never forgot them. Never.
Nice.
And did you have children?
Right before you touch it, you realize
Hey, wait, we call him June. Did you ever search
the tree is covered in these
your daughter? Mm-hmm.
almost black thorned vines.
I've been searching for you for decades.
You have no idea how you missed that, but
These are your daughters. Oh my goodness.
you don't touch it.
Okay.
But the compass still points
You're too
at that
slight
tree.
intelligence.
Cut the vines off with your sword if you have one.
I don't.
He's a monk.
Why do you not have a sword, sir?
He's a monk.
I have a monk can have a
Monks get
sword.
swords.
All right. So we're looking at a tree with vines now, right?
Necro, do you walk past the line of the trees into the mist?
Oh, I'll go around the tree.
If you went around the tree, roll a perception check.
Perception.
Tell me your secrets.
You realize you somehow ended up on the other side of the clearing, but it didn't disorient you to the point of you being unable to really move.
Oh, it's one
So-
of those bullshit.
Yeah. Well, you guys don't know. All of a sudden, Elizabeth just walked into the mist and didn't come out. If you want to sneak up on him, roll a stealth check. Aren't you wearing heavy
Yeah.
armor?
Yep.
Then it's at disadvantage.
It's still gonna
Does
fail.
it really matter at this point?
Yeah, it does it.
Hey, I gotta. Anyway. But regardless, so
Can I channel divinity ignite smite poke this tree with a pike?
you can certainly try.
I have a silver great axe that we can use.
The moment you make contact with the tree through the spear, make a Constitution saving throw.
That's fine for me.
Project rocking and rolling, making a lot of progress. Most of this, we really hit a snag with these blue down laminate floors, which are taking us a whole lot more than we expected.
You poke the tree, part of the vines start burning. The fire burns weakly for a few minutes before petering out. Nothing changed. Well, the parts of the vines that got burned sort of fall away, but nothing.
Anything
Can
behind
you
them?
see anything under the parts that are gone now?
Tree.
Uh,
So white metal, she loves white. This will be a bookshelf. This will be a
did I hear something about an axe?
I have a
Can I-
That was one of you guys thing to cut them down.
I'll just say, did somebody say they have a great axe? Because I'm pretty sure I'm proficient in that.
I have
I
one.
might be convinced to axe this tree a question or two.
Boo.
Introducing the $5
I go over to the wolf tree again.
Okay.
Does it have any... Is it covered in vines as well?
Make an investigation check.
Wouldn't I be able to
Reach out
see
and
that?
touch it.
Maybe, maybe not.
Fucking tree.
Make an investigation check.
I was hoping to make it go to
You honestly don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
I poke the wolf with my stick.
Your staff never makes contact.
Oh no, not my staff. I have a stick.
Still, the stick doesn't make contact. It goes to touch the wolf image and then just goes through.
I look around to the snake door.
Door?
This is the snake tree.
Still a tree.
No, is my stick coming through the snake?
You can't see from this distance. Roll a perception check if you want to see. Jing, you go over to the snake tree. There's a stick poking out of it.
Grab and pull.
Make a strength. Jing and Rainer, make contesting strength checks.
Partially true. Only because they wanted them to stay together.
In a very weak and pathetic tug of war, Rainer, you're pulled through the wolf image and come flying out on top of Jing. The momentum knocking Jing on to his back and you landing on top of him.
I have a question. Do I see this?
Were you looking at them?
She would have watched Jing.
Then yes, you just saw Rainer apparate from a tree. You didn't see him disappear into the wolf tree, though. You just saw him come out of the snake tree.
Well, at this point, she's not really like into magic, so she would have been looking around. She's not
yeah,
stupid.
you did see the entire thing, basically.
She's not stupid. Like she's at this point, she's just kind of like, yeah, I've done what I can do. She's kind of watching.
Alright, so I guess we should cut the vines down from the spike tree.
Oh, I volunteer for that. I can deal with whatever this tree's got. So you said
right.
you have a little battle axe for me, ma'am?
I'll let you borrow it.
I love how none of you are inspecting the other trees.
I'm
Oh,
just
cool.
laying here.
The compass says this tree.
True, but you also know the compass is kind of being screwy at the moment.
How so?
It's pointing at trees.
That's also true.
Elizabeth, you notice the tree you're in front of has what appears to be a crude drawing of a dragon.
Can I touch it?
You can try.
Can I touch it?
It feels solid.
So I take it battle axes are. I'm not even gonna bother finishing that question.
Battle axe or great axe?
What did you have? You said great axe earlier.
Yeah, I got
She has
it.
a silver axe made out of. Well, she has a silver battle axe made completely out of silver.
That's a very different thing.
Wait, what about this tree?
Roll investigation.
I am staring into this tree's soul. Reveal your secrets.
That
I have to
Jing,
refresh
your
roll
tree
for
has a crude drawing of a lizard. Elizabeth, that tree has a fish, like a very crude fish.
Does this one have like a gear or something on it?
No, it actually has what looks like a torch.
Do these trees stand for the villages?
There's too many of them for that to be true.
First of all, Tiffany
Well, we got
Um,
the snake tree.
was adopted until she
Bear
The lizard
for you,
tree.
Rainer.
I'm just gonna smack this tree again.
Roll another Constitution save.
Doing it. I'm gonna do it with my hammer this time.
Doesn't matter. Constitution. You take. Oh wait. You take 4 points of force damage. As where did you hit the tree exactly?
Dead center.
You feel as if someone just kicked you square in the sternum, like through all the armor. It almost feels like you almost feel like a rib got cracked. And you take 4 points of force damage.
Are these
Well, I will
trees
then
sentient?
proceed to touch myself for 4 points of healing.
All right, and you do that. Though it also looks like the dent you made in the tree mends itself as you do.
I may or may not kill myself kicking this tree down. I'm debating it at
What's
this
this
point.
tree I'm standing at look like?
It's dead and gnarled like the rest, but it's got a
Dervota.
symbol of a bear carved into it.
Dervota turns around. I think if I hit this tree hard enough, me and this tree could go down.
Yeah, you do that.
Nirvana, you hear the fluttering of wings as a rather large owl seems to settle on one of the branches of the tree you're in front of.
She stares at it.
It stares at her.
She stares harder.
It cocks its head and just
I look at her. She looks at me. I look at her. She looks at me.
The owl isn't having your shit.
You got freaking out intimidated by an animal.
What are you trying to do?
She's trying to catch the owl.
Yeah.
The
As soon as you
owl
said an owl lands on the tree that she was trying to break, she was going to
The
try to
owl-
catch it.
the owl seems unfazed by your attempts, and it always seems to just be just out of grasp.
I'm
After
gonna try
about
again.
10 minutes of you trying to catch the owl, it's sitting as if it had just landed on the tree again, and you're huffing a bit at the base.
I'm gonna call to it. This is not helpful at all.
The owl is again unimpressed by your shit.
Can I
You
just
know
show
what?
it a piece
This owl
of
can
jerky?
cooperate a little more. I'm gonna go with Plan B.
Show it a piece of jerky.
Oh, I'm gonna show it something, all right, if it doesn't get down here.
Owl still isn't impressed.
Does
Oh,
the
I know
owl-
how to impress an owl.
Does the owl have any type of sentience to it?
None.
Owl.
Are you trying to read its mind?
No. I'm trying to talk to it.
If it does, it's not paying attention to you. It's kind of looking at Nirvana.
God damn it. What are you doing up there? Stop staring at me.
It just cocks its head.
So we play instruments. Okay.
Owl is still unimpressed.
Really? That was a 20.
You know what? Fuck this owl.
It doesn't hit. And you take 9 points of piercing damage as the moment the sphere hits the owl's sternum, your vision blacks out for a second, then reappears, and the spear is somehow embedded in your stomach.
I like this owl.
It's Oscar come to life.
I'm gonna stick my stick through the bear.
I'm gonna go back to calling for the owl.
The stick goes in.
Where,
The
I
stick
look
comes
around.
out.
Where's it come out?
Not from any of the ones you see, but the moment you pull the stick out, it's... How far in did you put the stick?
Like just enough to like make sure it goes through.
Just a tip.
The stick's
pull it
broken,
out
so it's not
and-
that long.
However much length you put in is no longer there.
Okay, do not use this one. It disintegrates.
Well, it disintegrated a piece of wood. Let's be real here.
It didn't disintegrate. It looks like it was bitten off
Oh, this
as
tree's
the
spicy.
end's jagged, not a clean cut.
Well, the end was already jagged, but
I'm
I
gonna
guess
give
it's
that
shorter.
tree just the tip.
Do you stick your...
Yes, pike in just the tip.
Okay. You're a... as it hits the solid wood.
Oh, you don't like my stick? Guys, the tree doesn't like my stick.
So,
What was on this tree?
lizard.
By the way, is this owl still staring at me?
It actually moved to the bear tree when you moved.
She's gonna watch it move over here.
It looks and then flies back to the unmarked tree.
Can I?
All right, we're going full retard here. I'm gonna try and climb the tree.
Roll a Constitution saving throw because you're trying to climb a tree covered in vines. You can't make it up as the vines dig into you and don't deal any damage, but impede any progress. You notice the owl if an animal could sigh, the owl is definitely doing that, and it almost seems to roll its eyes as it starts pecking at one of the vines and rips a piece off. You notice the vine falls away, and it almost looks like something's actually on the tree trunk, but it's like barely there.
Let me guess. If I started trying to tear at the vines with anything in any way, shape, or form, I'm gonna have to roll con again.
If you try with your hands,
Can I try with my quarterstaff to try to pry the vines off?
you can certainly try. Roll strength.
Oh.
You manage to get a few of the vines off before you kind of
Don't
nick your
cut the
hand a bit.
vines, pull the vines.
Well, no, you can do either one. You just decided to pull at them.
No, we tried
managed to
cutting
get-
them before and it caught her a freaking con save.
I'm gonna try cutting the vines with the axe I borrowed.
Roll another con save and roll an attack.
Okay.
That hits, and you cut off a good portion of the vines, and you don't feel any effects. So there almost appears to be what's writing on it.
Can I happen to read any of it right now before we proceed?
It's illegible at the moment.
Then again we go.
All right, you cut off the last of the vines, and it appears something of a riddle almost appears on the tree trunk.
Oh, fuck you, tree.
Zing is unamused by the tree's bullshit.
What is this riddle?
So the vines are gone from the tree, right?
Fully.
Up the tree after the owl I go.
The owl left.
Damn it.
What does the riddle say?
My party's too stupid to figure this out. Let me send them an animal.
The light of the
Paladin, the
sun.
paladin goes after the animal. Damn it, paladin, you can't have the animal.
Oh, well. The riddle reads, the light of men's sun shall illuminate the way, yet the animals of this forest are fickle, at least most say. The first is afraid of everything. The second fears none. The third cares not for the bickering of men, animals, or anything that most bother it none.
I can't explain it.
Eh. The third fears the fourth, but only when alone. The fourth eats most things, save the second.
One of the main things is that Arthur.
The fifth and sixth are related by blood, yet neither can remember which is which. Like them in this order,
So, how does that make you feel to have that information?
and you are safe.
I just respect the man a whole lot more.
Misremember,
For me.
and you suffer.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to write this down.
Yo, I know for the second one it should be a dragon, isn't it?
The ones that related are the lizard and the snake, probably.
You were the very center.
What are all the animals on here? It's a wolf, dragon, lizard, snake, bear, and anything else?
Fish.
Oh yeah,
and
fish.
torch. And a torch.
Oh, thank God. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias.
I'd say the fish would fear all.
Dervona just mutters that she's too old for this shit, sits down, and starts drinking.
Hold on, I need to get a piece of paper.
Do any of you actually look at the tree after the riddle's read, or?
Well, we're standing right in front of it. How can we not?
Because right at the very bottom is a crude drawing of a man.
So this tree is man.
Yep.
And it said the light of man something?
The light of man's sun illuminates the way, yet the animals of these lands are fickle, some say. The first fears all. The first fears all. The first fears all. The second fears none. The third fears the fourth, but only when alone. The fourth eats all. The six are related by blood, and the seventh cares not for what others have done.
Ah. The fears none and eats all is fucking with me.
Well, I doubt a dragon will give a shit about what anyone else does.
Yeah, but it would eat everything, too. And it would fear nothing. That's 3 different things that could go straight to a dragon.
Yeah, but with how long they live, I doubt they would give not one fuck about any of the rest of these things.
Remember, the third and fourth and the fifth and sixth are connected. Keep in mind what those lines say about them.
The snake, the lizard, and the dragon are all connected.
Actually, there's an amendment to the fourth line. The fourth eats all, save for the second.
Oh, making us use our brains day one. Well, it clearly starts with the torch because it's the light of man.
I thought the fish was the first one.
No, I meant it talks about the light of man, then it goes to the animals. Oh my god. I'm a nature boy. Can I try to piece this together with a knowledge, intelligence?
This isn't anything to do with nature. This is just straight. This is riddles. Roll just straight intelligence check.
That
Natural
sounds
20!
You figure that the second is dragon, or rather, yes, the first one is definitely you have to light the tree that has the torch on it. But the one of the second means dragon,
changes things
and the fourth is bear.
in a good way. Yes, because I didn't know what you were gonna be like, but you're more like us than I thought. Okay. The main reason why you were adopted together, social worker talked to me. She said you have an option. Put them up for adoption, or they'll go into foster care and they may be separated. That wasn't working. I didn't want that. I didn't know where you were going, but I did not want y'all separated. You were born together. I wanted you to stay together. And thank God that's what
Okay,
you
I
did.
actually have a notebook now. Could you repeat the riddle one more time?
The light of man's sun illuminates the way, yet the animals of these lands are fickle, some say. The first fears all, the second fears none. The third fears the fourth, but only when alone. The fourth eats all, save for the second. The fifth and sixth are relatives, yet can't remember which came before the other. And finally, the fear of night is driven back by the light of this way.
Okay, that's different.
So far, you know the second one to light is dragon, the fourth, bear. Beyond that, you don't know the first, the third, the fourth. You don't know the first, third, fifth, sixth, or seventh.
Okay, I think it's... First one's torch, second's dragon, third I think is wolf, fourth is bear. So we gotta decide which one is five and which one's lizard and snake are, I think. If I'm understanding this riddle. Oh yeah, and fish.
This is a cute little quaint nook up here.
Isn't fish eaten by all?
Looks like everything here would eat it.
True, but there's no line about something getting eaten by all. Just that the fourth eats all, save for the second.
Yeah, and I know that the fourth is the bear.
Wait, doesn't man eat anything? Blood dragon?
Yeah, but man's the exit. Man doesn't count.
I thought the exit was a torch. You
Torch is
start
the
and you
first
end.
one.
I know, but you start and end by the torch. Is it?
This is the problem with riddles, people. They have...
Hey, you guys are making assumptions.
Yeah, I know. What else
We're
am I
making
supposed to do?
an ass of ourselves.
If any of you want to make it Elizabeth, with yours, you definitely know torch isn't first.
Isn't?
Is not.
All low today.
Dervona, you try, but you get a headache.
Like I said, she's drinking.
Yeah, you just bust out a bottle and just start guzzling. You're getting too old for this shit.
She is. That she is.
The fifth and sixth are definitely the lizard and snake, though you don't know the order.
What was the line about? What was the line about the first one?
The first fears all.
Alright, so that's the fish.
But do fish actually feel fear?
The fish would get eaten by everything in this circle.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? No,
Oh, no, wait, there's
no.
8 of them, so there's 8. Oh, crap, I forgot one of the line.
I knew something wasn't right about this.
There was a line between... Oh, yeah, there was a line between the 5th and 6th and the final one, which was... Yeah, it was the 7th cares not for the follies of others. And then it was the final line. If anybody else wants to try to figure out what the lines mean, you can roll another intelligence check.
I'm guessing 7 is man.
Okay, slightly less drunk.
You know 7 is not man.
Well, if we can only burn each tree once, how the hell are we supposed to do this?
These trees look like they've been burnt before.
They're dead.
Fuck it, it's rub time.
Shit.
So far, you know.
Fish, dragon, wolf, bear.
Okay.
No, I'm saying that's what given the clues you've given us, I think that's the first 4.
No, just repeat them again so I can mark them down for you.
Fish, dragon, wolf, and bear. In that order.
Okay.
So I think...
Wasn't 5 and 6 either the lizard and the snake?
5 and 6 are the snake and lizard, but you're not sure of order.
I'm gonna say... Wait, no, order. That doesn't make sense.
The 5th and 6th are relatives, yet can't remember which came before the other.
Oh, then snake comes before lizard because a lizard has legs, appendages.
Lizard comes before snake in the alphabet.
It depends on what you mean by come before the other.
Are you serious?
I hate riddles.
You can try another intelligence roll.
Fuck it, sure.
Wait, the torch should be the
For the
last
sake
one.
of my own humor.
The torch will be the last one, wouldn't it?
If it lights out the darkness, maybe.
You get the very heavy sense that lizard is 5th? You're not certain, but maybe. Necro, yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, where's the Yanti and the robot man during all this?
You don't know.
We fell behind.
Or they got ahead of you.
Shane?
Or us.
What's your idea?
Oh, I'm just about to start betting if we get out of this or not.
Jing rolled a 19 for investigation.
Oh. Okay, Jing. Something's up with the first choice. Something doesn't feel right with it.
The first one fears all. What else in this thing would fear everything else in this area?
Man.
Man wouldn't fear a fish.
Depends what kind of fish. Piranhas.
Yeah.
Context.
Yes, this riddle has no context.
Maybe it does, and you guys just don't figure it out.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm about to just start lighting trees.
Alright, I look at the tree that had the riddle again to see if there's any kind of clues. For fuck's sake.
Roll an investigation.
Our entire session is going to be right here.
Yes, it is. It really is.
A precursory glance tells you one is definitely not fish, but you have no idea what one is.
Okay, if one's not fish, then yes, I agree with the party. It has to be man. But then where does fish go?
Wait, what was the line that says that doesn't matter what it
The seventh doesn't care for the follies of the others. What's the one thing in this entire thing that doesn't live in the same biosphere as the rest?
The fucking fish.
Fish.
The 7 is fish.
Torch. Dragon. Wolf. Bear. Snake. Lizard. Fish.
Man was first.
Man, dragon, wolf, bear, lizard, snake, fish.
There's still an eighth.
There's no line about it.
Man.
The
The
torch.
fear of night is driven away by the light of this path.
Oh my god. Alright. Are we all agree that we think that's the order?
Sure, I'll go first.
Burn it down.
Start with man, end with torch with all these numbers, please.
All right. Do any of you actually have a torch?
Yes, I
Yes.
do. I have several.
All right. You light the torch. And what do you do with it?
Wait,
Necro just got a natural 20. What he just discover?
can I figure out
What do you
what
want to...
5 and 6?
Lizard, then snake.
Alright, so I take my torch down numbers. Starting with man.
All right. You light man. And at first, it just starts burning. The fire then turns to blue. Nothing happens. Well,
Over
the
to
tree's still
dragon.
burning, but
Dragon. Be the next one.
dragon lights up. Dragon as well turns blue.
Then it's wolf.
Wolf lights up. Wolf glows blue as well.
And like the bear.
Bear glows blue. Lizard glows blue.
The snake.
Snake glows blue. Fish glows blue.
Yeah, then the torch.
After you light up the torch, it glows blue and all the trees quickly burn down to ash and the fires are still there. You then hear this laughter that's echoing throughout it. Just hoped you liked the game. Snap.
How about you
Do
eat
I
a
recognize
dick?
this
then-
voice?
No.
Really?
Nope. And you all wake up to find yourself at the base of a very large tree. All of you are flat on your backs. The auntie's like leaning against the tree and she's sort of, it seems like she's arguing with the Warforged. I'm telling you, we should just, you're awake.
I'm really starting to hate magic.
Well, if it helps, that wasn't magic. That was hallucination. We checked and the berries you ate, they're rather potent hallucinogenic.
Oh my fucking god, really?
I didn't eat no fucking berries.
Yeah, I
no,
was the
it's-
only one.
I don't know about the rest of you, but you were definitely hallucinating. The rest of you, I thought you guys died.
It'll take a lot more than some fucking trees to kill me with how old I am.
And we're walking, and we're walking.
It's actually evening.
Damn it.
Then we're drinking and drinking.
I want to figure out which dickhead goddess or god did that shit.
So none of you have any idea what the hell just happened, but you guys set up camp for the night. The Warforged offers to take watch. So that you guys can all get your sleepies. Anyways, what do you guys want to do?
Spend an hour on this fucking puzzle.
Hey, I'm not the one that didn't make a single character who was an intellectual. That's on you guys.
Two different schools.
And
Just because you went to two
none
different
of them
schools doesn't make you smart.
Top of my class.
That's
both of them
debatable.
low class.
But anyways, you all drift off to sleep.
I'm actually planning to do something.
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna play with the tarot cards a little bit.
All right. Roll a d20. Actually, when you take out the cards, it feels like it's a familiar weight to you. Yet you've never actually used them before. Though you find yourself almost automatically going through the motions of shuffling, pulling out the cards, seeing what you get, and preparing to pull it. How many cards do you want to draw?
Let's do standard past, present, future bullshit. So 3.
So you draw 3. The
Do I have to roll
first.
2 more again.
Well, no, it's just to see just for mine. I'm not telling you what happens yet. But you draw the first one, and it looks like a jester.
What's the card's name?
The Fool.
Oh, duh.
The Fool represents past. Pull for present. A heart with 2 doves flying across it. That card represents present. Pull for future.
I'm going to assume that's lovers.
That's what you assume. You realize you have no idea what these cards mean.
Oh yeah, he does. I actually have the Corinthal tarot card deck.
Yeah, but Rainer doesn't. Roll for the final card.
Oh, I thought I did. I thought it was loading.
A tall structure with a few lightning bolts scattered behind it.
The tower.
Ooh, the tower.
Is it up? Are any of these upside down?
The Fool is upside down. The lovers and the tower are both right side up. Roll another d20.
Too bad I don't know what any of that shit means.
Regardless of how many times you keep trying, you pull those same 3 cards in that same pattern. You even try putting the cards specifically at the bottom of the deck and not even shuffling, and somehow you pull the same 3 cards in the same order and in the same positions. But
Someone's getting a kick out of this. And I put the cards away and I go to bed.
actually, roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh God.
You don't put away the cards and go to bed. Rather, you orient yourself towards each member of the party.
Am I doing their fortunes?
Without their knowledge, yes. First, Tirfona.
Does anybody see
Roll
this?
each
They
card.
can punch him in the face to stop this.
The rest of you are asleep, and the Warforged doesn't care.
Oh my god, this is some future crafting bullshit.
First is Dervona. Roll. First, a chariot. Right side up. Second, the tower, upside down. The third, an angel?
Justice. Do these have names on them?
No.
So they're just depictions.
Yeah, well, they do have like what would appear to be name banners, but they're blank.
Ooh.
So you pull them back in. Next, Elizabeth. Roll.
So the time has come that we read for you the nominees for male vocalist of the year.
Oh, did it not roll?
No.
I thought that was the 8.
Oh yeah. Sorry, so 8, a devil, or rather some kind of demon with fire in the background. Right side up. Pull the second. A man hanging from a tree, right side up.
The Hanged Man? Oh, that is never good.
Well, right side up. It's upside down when you got to worry about it. Roll the third. What appears to be 2 cups pouring into a bowl, upside down.
I forget what that one's actually called.
All right. Jing. Pull the first.
Yes.
A man in robes.
Hermit.
Well, no. The robes are much more resplendent.
Oh, the priest. Or emperor.
Again, doesn't seem right.
I need to pull out my actual deck to figure out what the hell you're showing me.
I'll give you this magician.
Oh, that makes sense.
The second, the devil upside down. The third, the same card, the 2 cups, right side up. The third card is
fortune.
temperance.
That's probably what it is.
Temperance.
Ah, god damn it. I keep
Joining
forgetting
of
the
2.
names.
Next, you shift towards the Yanti. Pull the first. A woman. Eyes covered by cloth in simple robes. Upside down. The second. The Hanged Man. Right side up. The third. The Lovers. This one comes out on its side.
If the little I know about tarot, that means it's a potential.
It's an uncertain.
Ah.
That or if it's a potential, you're not sure. But you pull it back in.
Do I do the Warforge?
You indeed turn to the Warforged. Pull the first. A crown, upside down. The second. The tower, upside down. The third. The Hanged Man, upside down.
Ooh.
The moment you pull the cards back in, You feel tired and you pass out. You snap awake in an inn. In the common area, sitting at a table.
God damn it.
Across from you, the same woman, except she's wearing a gown. Rather resplendent one at that.
Is her face still covered?
Her mouth isn't, and she has a cup of tea.
I thought she was just a black void with hands.
It seems whenever you try to focus on the exposed part of her face, your vision gets blurry. You can't really discern her features. So, I see you finally decided to use the little gift I gave you.
Why do I feel that was just your way of looking into everyone else?
Well, at the very least, you know of it as well, if you know how to read it. It will certainly be interesting seeing how those things unfold.
I think that there will be so many people in this area that it makes sense that we can get a coffee and sit down if there's a seat. But if they're waiting to sit at that table,
Well, since I did somewhat peer through your form to do that, I'll give you 3 questions for free.
How generous.
None of the sass. And there's a very small hint of danger to her voice there. Now, ask away.
What's plaguing this continent? Or this jungle, I guess I should phrase it.
Continent is actually quite a good word, since the jungle does claim most of the continents. But I can't go into the exact details, but a very, very old man who was very, very angry decided to punish everyone else for his misfortune. Thus, the curse. Only through his passing on into the next realm will it be broken. Though, that isn't going to be the easiest feat.
Just getting to him is going to actually require us to go through with this, isn't it?
Is that your second question, or is that rhetorical?
That was rhetorical.
Then I won't answer. What's your second question?
I'm gonna go check us in, get our credentials. You guys should go check out the carousel bar and have a drink. And I'll be back in like 5 minutes. It's really cute.
Oh man, this is actually hard. Did I ask you if she knew what the goal of the Lich was before already? I think I did.
You actually did not.
I didn't.
You mostly kept your questions about Lisa and yourself, and who she was.
Ah.
The first 2 she did answer, but the third she did not.
Alright, so... What is that Lich planning to do?
Which one? There are dozens of them throughout this
The
world.
one I'm currently working to end up fighting against.
That one does not have a plan. Spite? Vengeance for some imaginary slight? Who can say what you little mortals get up to? Honestly, I think the greatest creation the gods ever made were you. You're always so unpredictable. It's just fun to watch what you get up to on your own.
So, you're not a god.
Well, I'm not one that helped create man, though I am one of its enablers. I suppose you could say that much. And that's your third question.
I didn't. How is that my third? That was a statement.
Anything can be interpreted as a question. Context.
Yeah.
If you want
like
more.
Those trees. And I give her a glare.
Oh, that wasn't me. Why would I hamper something that I want to help move along?
Because you would have fun out of it.
Even I wouldn't find fun in making a bunch of people like you try to think too hard. No offense. Well, you know our usual deal. And she produces the deck from the folds of her dress again. A question. Or actually, this time we'll be a bit more generous. 3 questions for a single deal. Think about it. Asking a being with all power anything for a simple task down the line.
I'm already in debt with you 3 contracts. Why would I go into more? Without knowing how dangerous the first 3 are.
Why not? Your lives are already going to be chaotic enough. Why not add a little bit more excitement into it?
Hey, don't blame me because my patron's a freaking pain in the ass. No thanks. I think I'll deal with the current load before I think about anything else.
Very well. I do suppose I can do something else. A gift. You'll find it when you wake up.
And let me guess,
And
just
with
like
that-
that, I wake up.
Well, no, your vision fades as the inn falls away and you kind of drop into the void below. And then you just wake up.
Oh, I'm scared. I look around.
On top of you is a small mound of blackish flesh, softly breathing in and out.
A mound of flesh is breathing on top of me.
You can't really see what it is, but it's definitely alive and it's definitely breathing.
Since it's right in front of me, can I try to make out what it is?
Roll perception.
Yay, something I have points in. Damn.
It's Lucy.
What?
What?
I get up and grab her. Like, what?
Why are you shouting?
Gene, and I hold Lucy to him.
Wait,
Lucy's kind of like
how
roused
did
from
she get
sleep.
here?
What? Yeah, and she just like jumps into your arms. Like she really doesn't know where she is and she doesn't care. She's just happy to see you guys again.
She jumped into Jing's arms?
Yeah.
Alright.
And Rainer, in your pocket, there's also a second weight.
Is it
It's a deck of cards.
Another deck of cards?
You don't know what it is, but it's just a deck of cards.
It's a separate deck of cards from the tarot. That
Yeah.
is given. Okay.
Well, it's a deck box.
It's a what?
But it's like it's a small case that seems to be the size of a deck of cards, but there's a clasp on it, and no matter if you pull it out and try to lift the clasp that holds it in place, it doesn't budge.
Jing, magic detect, please.
I can't help you there. It's not one of my spells that are prepared right now.
Can't you ritual cast it?
I can. It is a ritual.
It doesn't work. Like, it's definitely magic, but it's you get the magical version of a shrug.
I would have to say that somebody doesn't want you to know what's in there.
Oh, great. Just perfect. You know,
Lucy,
for someone who's...
Nirvana.
I scream this to the sky. You know, for someone who says they don't enjoy messing with people, you sure do it a lot.
You're in the back of your head. In moderation, dear. All in moderation.
Travoda looks over at Rainer. Will you stop yelling at things that'll potentially smite us?
Lucy? How did you get here?
Where are we? And she looks at
In the
Nirvana.
forest.
Who's she? And she's just like pointing.
Hey, Lucy, focus. What
An
was the
old
last
dwarf.
thing you remember?
I remember eating with the nice lady, and then going to bed, and now I'm here.
I do that thing where I squeeze the narrow of my nose.
The bridge of
You
your
pinch
nose.
the bridge of your nose.
Bridge, sorry.
The Yanti and the Warforged are just looking at this and are very puzzled.
So are we.
Is her hair still long?
It's actually very well maintained. It's currently in like a braid.
Well, Lucy, this is Nirvana. That is V. That's Bob.
She like waves to each of them.
Yeah, try to look downstairs. Is there any up here? No.
The Yanti is the first to. So
Downstairs.
she's not actually. And
No,
she kind of
she's here.
just trails off. No, I didn't mean that, but why do you four have a child?
It's not my child.
We kind of just found her and picked her up. And I looked at Jing. Adopted?
That doesn't
You think
sound
that's called
pedophilish at all.
Kidnapping?
In the middle of a dungeon where everything was
Kidnapping.
wiped from the map.
I'm gonna walk over to her and talk in hushed tones so Lucy doesn't hear me. Her village
I'm
was...
talking in her mind. Lucy can't hear me.
Oh. No, I was gonna explain more.
Oh.
And I whispered to her, her family and village was razed to the ground, and we've kind of just taken her along with us.
Okay, but why is she here?
I don't know. Magic bullshit. I'm telling. This is why I'm getting sick of magic.
To be honest, you can't hide from her anyway.
Yes, but she promised to stay with the village until we were done.
Well, looks like your deity broke that promise for her.
Well, she's not. Guess.
Besides, did you ever get that thing's name?
No, I just have to call her something. We agreed on a name to. You don't actually know what the hell I'm even talking about. None of you know what I'm talking about. I've never explained this to anyone yet.
But you've asked me several times about it.
I did?
Yes.
It's been a while, man. I'm sorry, I don't remember.
And Devona is suspicious because she knew there was a fiend or something on the other side of the door where you happened to take down a mysterious god.
By yourself.
Oh, yeah. Anywho, I was going to give this to you when we got back, but I had Lucy the cleaned wolf head that I got.
There's nothing fast about a commercial construction project.
Yay! And she just like grabs it up and just like hugs it close.
Finally making some progress.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, it was finish up the pergola finally. Everything's getting
She's just hugging the thing.
You know, it was important for us to honor the history of this place. So we aren't changing the exterior to just
Devona, how many eggs do we got?
But inside, I really
How long has it been since I joined?
About a month and a half.
So we've got tile going in right now.
In that case, we wouldn't have eggs. We'd have chicks.
Not unless there's a rooster also in that chest.
No,
Uh,
not according to D&D.
yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah. So we have a chicken and at least 12 chicks in a chest.
So we could have been eating eggs this entire month and not using rations.
We could have, but we forgot.
How many chicks
Oh,
are there?
well,
I just said 12.
when you make chicken nuggets,
Go ahead.
I don't know how. I leave that up to Elizabeth.
I'll just
Now
kill him.
Lucy's with us for the rest of this journey, huh? It'll be a long walk.
No, because I will carry her.
You think it's good enough for the restaurant?
Anyways, you guys want to get moving? Because the auntie's just
These biscuits are
not having any of this. She just wants to get moving.
Yes, yes.
figure out. Come on.
Just make sure to keep a close eye on her, Jing, so she doesn't disappear again.
And at this point, we're going to take a short break.
Yay.
Guys, you guys want to go and get some?
Four.
Let's roll after.
Alright.
We'll be back in a few minutes. Around 7:40.
Probably won't put him on those.
About time special here. Before I say anything else, you guys, a big hand for my friend, the man, the myth, the legend. Give it up for Monty. And the two guys you see standing right next to him are two of my oldest, not only are they friends, they work for as Ivan and Tony. Give Ivan and Tony a lot of love. In addition to that, this is so special right here.
Gabriel.
Is the
Yeah,
XFLs.
they put on. I'm sorry for what I said when I was hungry on Netflix.
Yeah, I seen it.
Of the football team that have step on a field. The 1980 Chicago
Stop, Bears.
I gotta do it one time. Stop, Bears. I am so excited, you guys. Let me tell you, this is our 9th year coming to Chicago, okay? 19 years. The first time I came, I got a chance to people, and they says, you know what, Gabriel, have you ever been here? Have you ever been to Chicago? Like, no, it's my first time. They said, well, we'd like to take you out to eat if you're down. And I'm like, well, hello. I'm very down. They took me to a restaurant called Corinthal. You heard of it? So we get there, and it was very, very good. The hot dogs were delicious. The chopped salad was amazing. Had a beef dip, really, really good. But it wasn't until the meal was almost over that new friends of mine said, we'd like to try something you might not have had before. And I'm like, that's not likely. I said, well, what is it you want me to try? They said, well, they sell a thing for Portillo's called a chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake shake.
They said, you had me at chocolate. They said, well, you got to go to the special window and you got to order from the lady. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I get up and I walk over to the lady. And she's like, can I help you? I say, yes. My friends are telling me that I need to try this thing called a chocolate cake shake. Okay, what size would you like? How good is it? You want a large? All right. Can I please have a large chocolate shake? No problem. Okay. Turns around and she walks over to this little refrigerator that's on the counter. She opens it up, pulls out a piece of chocolate cake. And I'm thinking to myself, I must have understood what I said. I didn't ask for a piece of chocolate cake. I asked for a chocolate shake. She must have heard what I was thinking. She's walking by and she's like, it's gonna happen. She walks over to the blender, she takes the lid off, and she just looks at me and does this. And I was like, no. Oh, yeah. Orders it, and it's like 44-ounce chocolate shake, which is way more than anybody should be drinking. The straw was so thick you could almost fit your thumb in it, okay? So I grab the shake and I begin to attempt to drink it. So I'm gonna and I can see the shake coming up. And it hit, and then all of a sudden, you guys can have taco trucks. Now, about taco trucks. Now, that is real good Mexican food. I don't want you concerned. Like, no, there's wheels under that restaurant. Well, sometimes we don't have a permit, okay? But it doesn't mean the food is not good. For me to know that I'm gonna have a good experience at a taco truck, I always research. I look at running. For me to know that I'm gonna have a good time, I want to make sure that it's an all-female crew. Not to sound sexist, it's just that when it's all women running the truck, they make me feel good about it. They make me feel special. When I walk up at 1 o'clock in the morning and I have a buzz, they make me feel good. Hello? They come to the window. Hola, mi gordito, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás, mi gordito chulito? A ver, ojitos. Ojitos. I feel like a kid. I'm like, can I have a taco? Now see, when it's an all Mexican male crew running the truck, it's late, they're tired, they're bitter. Customer service isn't our strongest point at 1 o'clock in the morning. And then you gotta deal with a drunk knucklehead like me. Hello? They come to the window. What you want? What you want? Hey, what's up, bro? Can I have a taco? Okay, what else? That's it. That's not even a word. But you know exactly what I told you. For some reason, Mexican people and only Mexican people have this sound. Sometimes they can discredit anything you put in front of it. It doesn't matter what it is. We can kill it with that sound.
So, everybody back?
I am.
I'm here.
Okay, so everybody, roll dex checks. Everybody gets by without much fail. Nothing bad happens.
Woo, skimming by.
Oh yeah, is that compass accurate? Oh, there we go.
What compass?
The compass that marks our location. I didn't think it moved after the last time we did a check. But I don't think we actually moved the last time we did a check because of that damn puzzle.
So, how do you guys come to a clearing? Lucy's gone.
How?
Oh, 1 minute she was there, the next she wasn't. There was a weird little girl, and you honestly are too old for this shit.
I'm actually going looking for her.
All right, roll an investigation
Will
check.
help.
You can't find her. There is no trail, no nothing. She's just gone.
Guys, I think I found her on the map.
Though, when you get back, she's at the campfire tearing into a rabbit.
How?
Oh.
Okay, we put this off long enough. gonna sit Lucy down while she's eating her rabbit. I'm gonna
Okay.
ask her right to her face, how do you turn invisible or disappear?
She just holds up her fingers, snaps them, and then she's gone.
Am I still holding her?
Jesus loves me too.
Yes, you're still holding something.
But I can't see her. Like, I see through her.
Yes.
Jing? What kind of magic is this?
Damn, Drowse.
Illusionary.
You know what I meant.
I honestly don't know, because every invisible spell I know, you have to say something.
Then she snaps her fingers again, and she's back.
Have you always been able to do that?
She nods her head because she's still eating the rabbit. Love you too. I've always been able to do that.
Somebody got jerked. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So we'll.
How about the traveling long distance thing?
Listen, I've been out the game.
What was that?
I was like, the traveling long distances thing.
I know all that. But I'm not on that train.
It's kind of easy to move around when you're not seen.
She has a point.
What?
She snaps her fingers again, vanishes, and
But I'm listening.
Rainer, suddenly you're not holding her.
Like, not that she broke from my grip, it's just, she's just not there.
Sorta. It's only afterwards you realize she managed to wriggle out of your grasp almost fluidly. And only a few seconds later, she crosses a distance of about 40 feet and is tugging on your coat, Jing, and reappeared.
I pick her up.
She's still eating the rabbit.
Where'd you get a rabbit from?
She points to the Yanti. I just gave her the knife. She got the rabbit.
Fair point. Which reminds me, bag of holding. Pull out her backpack and her dagger and give it to her. There we go. Ooh.
Lucy, can you do that whenever you want?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever tried to do it and weren't able to?
Mm-mm. She snaps her fingers again, and Jing, suddenly you're not holding her either. Dervona, suddenly there's a girl that's almost as tall as you standing next to you.
Wait, how tall is Dervona?
She's an old dwarf. She's only like 3.5 feet.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, no, I think Lucy's taller than you.
Probably.
Yeah, no, suddenly the drow girl, who you realize now is taller than you, is standing next to you.
Nirvana just looks at her. So, you had a birthday recently. I think I have something for that. She like reaches towards basically like one of the pouches that would have been on her back and pulls out one of her old captain's signet ring from when she was a knight. Be an old gold ring carved
Radar?
with the symbol of Neverwinter.
For some reason, you get shivers down your back when you see that.
Ah ha 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 ha.
You don't know why. You just do.
She holds it out for Lucy.
She like grabs it. It's like she sticks the rabbit in her mouth, or what's left of it, because she's managed to get through quite a bit of the rabbit at this point, and slips the ring onto one of her fingers.
Wait, does the rabbit turn invisible with her whenever she moves?
Apparently.
Dervona looks at her. I've met your kind before. I bet that rabbit didn't even see you coming.
Yep. I can get more if I need to.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
I walk over to Jing. How does magic work again?
Depending on the person using it, one, you get magic from tapping into the divine, like
No, I mean,
Devona.
like, how many times you can... Should she be able to do that so many times a day? Because you seem to run out of magic.
It's not magic. It's something in her blood. All types of the self can do that. I would know, since I was born in an area that was very close to where these elves live.
And typically, it's more of it's a really rare trait, and usually it takes like years of practice, though typically kids can't do this right off the bat. But here's this 8-9-year-old drow girl doing it flawlessly.
I have to admit, though, I've never seen him get a hold of it this fast. A lot of talent in this one.
Well,
a lot of survival.
Actually, I was really scared one night. Things were going to get me, and they didn't.
Like I said, a lot of survival instinct.
Dervona just looks at her. Yeah, I know what that's like.
Her eyes kind of get distant when she starts remembering that, and then she kind of shakes herself out of it and just starts eating the rabbit again. Mind you, her face is kind of covered in blood. Because...
Did you not cook that rabbit?
It tastes weird when it's cooked.
It kills any diseases when it's cooked.
What's a disease?
That thing over there. And she jokingly points at Rainer.
Ha 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 ha.
Play with that.
It's something that can get you sick. Or is sick.
What's sick?
Are they immune to sickness and poisons?
No, but she's never eaten cooked meat. She's always eaten something raw. Yet never gotten sick.
Not at Lisa's house.
Her immune system's probably more than tough enough to deal with some rabbit at this point.
Mind you, she was in a dungeon where the only thing she could eat were probably either spiders or corpses.
That's a whole can of worms.
Yeah, no. So raw meat is probably the least of her worries.
At the very least, it helps so blood doesn't get all over your face when you eat it.
That's what bats are for, though.
Yes, and do you think we can go to a bath right now, Jing?
We're headed in the direction of another village.
Well,
Or
metal
just find the
men.
river.
Yo,
Find a
Bob, y'all
river.
got showers where you're from, right?
The hell's a shower?
See?
You know, pipes, water comes out of it.
I go down with like some of my cleaning rags or whatever and just wipe off the blood from Lucy's face.
That's gonna stir a lot.
She just goes back to eating after it is, and there's blood all over her face again.
I meant when she was finished with the rabbit.
Oh, well, okay then. Yeah, you do that. You gotta wipe a bit hard because some of it's dried. And you notice she's eaten everything, save the stomach and the brain. She's eaten everything else.
Ribs, the bones, the veins.
Well, she also didn't eat the eyes, but she ate all the organs. She cracked the bones open to get at the marrow. And
Yes. All right. Fine.
oh,
When he does that,
it's like she's sucking on one of the bones.
I won't get in the way.
She's sucking on one of the cracked egg. You think it's one of the legs as you were wiping the blood off her face.
Just like Robin.
Anyways,
I pass her a canteen of water.
she just gulps it down.
What do we say about the ring?
Thank you. She kind of bows to you, Dervona.
Dervona just shrugs a little. Don't worry about it. It's a birthday present.
Also, Dervona, it's been a very long time since you've had someone younger than you be taller than you, but so it's a bit jarring.
No, let's
Aren't we
younger than
older than her?
yeah, no. Let's put it this way.
Breakfast on Saturday.
She's a dwarf. Almost everyone's taller.
True. Well, at least there's the gnomes.
Realize we wouldn't let them ever come by, so I don't even know if they understand. Yeah, but the older kids
But
are coming here when they
you guys stood up for camp for the night, and
under the transformation. Well, they've got all these fun booths, these booths.
Rainer,
It's gonna be on the table just like this. And this, we're really hoping that
roll a perception check.
for the restaurant,
Give me a second.
off their cell phones, and they
Is really creepy. So guys, before this was really low.
It
And we ended
well,
up-
it doesn't matter. It beat both your passive and that roll, anyways.
So let's walk around here. I want to show you.
You don't notice anything in the night.
Hey guys, so this
But-
is the juice bar and the coffee bar.
As everybody wakes up the next morning,
Juice.
kiddos, the restaurant.
Rainer, a certain weight is not present in your pocket.
This restaurant was the oldest restaurant in Waco.
1919, guys. This almost 100.
I look over to Lucy.
Well, what do you want to see now, Mama?
She is pulling one of the cards out of the deck box.
No, 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 no.
It's a bit late as
There are a lot of tables.
the card leaves the deck, the box
No.
slams shut, and it's glowing. The card, at least.
How did she open it?
I don't know. She just did.
Oh, hell.
One moment.
God damn it, Fran. It made her. Please tell me that wasn't a deck of many things.
That was my guess.
I was also guessing that as well.
I'm really hoping we didn't just lose Lucy.
I mean, the whole story goes on hold if her soul gets stolen. So
Now we have to go kill Devil.
and I'm okay with fighting death if it's to save Lucy.
Yeah, but Lucy has to kill her death if she draws that card.
So only you help there.
The card. Do any of you actually try to look at what the card is, or
Yes, I do, because I'm
It
running over to
is-
try to stop her. Too late.
the card at first is like this blinding white light, then it dims to show the actual card. It is the silhouette of a person, except there's an eye on their forehead.
I don't know that one.
It's not a deck of many things.
Oh,
It's
thank God.
It's a homebrew deck of stuff that I found
A
out.
deck of fates?
Pretty close, actually.
Like how
I modified
you turn me
it.
into a woman?
Same deck, yes.
Damn it.
Okay, this is hilarious, so I'll tell you guys. The card she drew was Prophet. Good. A silhouette with an eye on their forehead that remains open. Effect. The GM whispers to you an event of importance that was not recently known to the group. You also know what immediate effects this event will have if you do not intercede. You cannot directly tell the group what you have learned.
Oh my God! Thank you for
Attempting
giving it
to
to the
do so.
NPC.
Hey, no, that was just a random roll. Attempting to do so will cause you to lose the knowledge immediately.
So Lucy now knows something, but she can't tell
Something
us.
something that could happen, something that will happen sometime in the future. And she knows what'll happen if you guys don't do something about it. Thing is, she doesn't know when it'll occur, or she's not really sure exactly what it is, really.
And she can't tell us about it.
Yeah.
So basically, she pulled a card out of a deck and it glowed, and that's it.
Well, after the glow fully fades and the card is fully legible, and Lucy just stares at it blankly for a few seconds, it almost shatters like glass and just blows away on a wind.
Lucy! I grab her. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah?
Oh, thank goodness. And I hug her.
You feel something get slid back into your pocket.
Please don't take anything from that box again, please.
What box?
You know exactly what box.
No, I don't. She snaps her fingers and just disappears.
I'm still holding her.
Roll a grapple check.
What's that?
Your
See
strength.
if you can
goes down.
hold her.
My strength?
Yep.
Nope.
She's gone like the wind.
Roll a 3. Please roll a 3. Damn it. Just
She
a
had a
plus
plus
5
5
to
to it anyways.
strength?
Dex.
You said strength.
Your strength versus her dex, because this is you trying to hold on to her while she's trying to wriggle out.
Oh, I thought that's athletics versus acrobatics.
Why don't I just help you to do a bit of the tidy?
Not in this sense.
Oh.
But
That's still strength versus dex.
Yeah, I'm proficient in athletics.
Made that myself, you know.
oh yeah, no, then you can roll athletics.
I used to make
Natural 20. She ain't going nowhere.
Now, I'm going to pop you into the maternity home so that you don't have to worry about anything but
She reappears.
Mr. Lodge.
You do realize she might have Misty Step as a class feat.
Birth in the maternity home.
Sorry about that.
I'm not thinking about that right now.
Mr. Lodge,
I'm just trying to get to her head to not
everything is just a bit
pull
too much
random
for you.
cards, because bad things have happened because of that.
Anyways,
We could do a jumble sale.
so
Lovely to
you guys set off?
Yes,
Yeah.
making sure that freaking box is locked up tight.
You
You
can't
find
open.
you can now open it.
Oh, she can. Oh,
You can.
God damn it.
Rainer, if you want to, you can pull a card.
Hell to the fuck no. And I'm freaking wrapping rope around it.
Okay. The rope comes loose the moment you tie the knot.
Might as well get it over with.
No idea what cards are in here or how many that does. No.
There. Actually, as you're walking, you become attuned to it, and just for the sake of it's not so much attuned as more. The deck just seems to want you to know what it does. It's not sentient. That's part of its magic.
Lets the owner know what it is.
Pretty much. It is known as the Deck of the Fated. The Deck of the Fated is a deck of 24 cards, with the effects of the cards being split as having 10 good effects, 10 bad effects, and 4 neutral. The deck can only have 1 card pulled per day, and after the last card is pulled, the deck will clamp shut and only open up again after 2 years have passed. The card that is drawn will be decided by a dice. The card that will be drawn will be decided by a dice roll of the GM, and the GM will tell the player what the card does. The Inspect spell will reveal the cards of the deck to the caster if they are using it. The reason Jing didn't know anything is because he's not the one. He wasn't using it.
Oh my god.
And even then, it's kind of a crapshoot because the Inspect spell will only reveal 2 of the cards. And it could be ones that you've already drawn.
But we hadn't drawn any from them.
Exactly.
Lucy drew 1 good, so there's 10 bad, 9 good, and 3
4 neutral. 4 neutral.
4 neutral. Oh, goodness. I'm just keeping it in my pocket right now. I'm not... No, I've already been fucked by these cards already.
How?
He was turned into a chick.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
It is for me. Oh yeah, what has Lucy thought of my now long ass hair? My Super Saiyan hair.
You actually didn't notice, but somehow in the middle of the night, your hair got braided?
I unbraid it.
Lucy seems visibly upset by that.
There's one for you too. She's been having trouble concentrating recently. I'll come and get you, Andy.
Do I even want to know what I just missed?
Oh, you weren't back?
No.
God damn it.
Lucy drew a card.
I'm too trying to look where you put your feet.
Lucy drew a card from the deck that Rita got a few nights ago. Found out some future event that she can't tell the rest of the group about, and then apparently it turns out she's a pretty good hairstylist because she managed to braid Rainer's super long hair in the middle of the night without him knowing.
And I gave her a high five for it.
The braid?
Yeah.
It was pretty big. Went down to your waist.
It would not work on a male figure, right?
You can make it work.
Work.
If anybody can make it work, it would be you. But
No.
But yeah, so
I thank her, but I say this doesn't really. It's too much for guys.
You want me to cut it?
I hand her a knife.
She already has a knife from the auntie. And like as she says, "You want me to cut it?" She like ominously pulls out the knife from her back.
Scalp that motherfucker.
How long is my hair right now, anyway?
Gets to about your butt. It's pretty long, is the point.
No, I think I'll see how I like it like this. Like, I haven't had hair this long before.
Anyways.
You just got blew off by a child.
So.
you can collect your prescription from Mrs. Turner. Yes.
I'm afraid your blood pressure's a bit high.
So, you guys don't have to make a dex check this time. You guys just move
Where are the children?
and move unimpeded.
Wendy's been out when they at the laundrette.
Why?
Yeah, had cleaning
Oh.
for a while.
Because fuck us, that's why.
Oh, Mrs. Lund.
Fine by me.
Because we need to get into encounters to level up.
Need to get to the gear. To the gear.
Anyways, so
Last box of ribbons. Have to contact wholesaler.
you guys actually make pretty good progress in a day.
To be fair on you girls, aren't they?
At the very end of it, though, Rainer falls asleep almost immediately as soon as camp is made. The Warforged actually does go into a sort of powered down mode.
It's about Wendy and Kevin. It's their mother that concerns me. One mentioned
But
and she bolted.
main point being,
Children behind.
you guys managed to make pretty good progress.
I'll take them. They can walk with me.
What's, besides Rainer, who immediately conks out for some reason, what's the passive perception on you guys?
What's our mum got?
15.
11.
14.
I'm sure that's not true.
No one's higher than a 20?
No.
I don't think anyone's can get 20.
Well, okay, then none of you notice the figure watching over you from the trees.
Inside.
Does the Warforged or the snake lady see this?
No. The Warforged went into powered down mode, and the Yanti woman, she might notice, but she probably wouldn't say anything.
What about Lucy?
Lucy's asleep.
How long has it been like this, Mr. Lunt?
She doesn't really like daylight.
No, she doesn't.
Enjoying our shanks that you see.
But
That's why I get her really baggy and fluffy clothes.
Some women do feel low.
anyways, so
She don't need she don't need to feed around afterwards or some sort of
you guys all eat dinner
Has she seen the doctor?
and go to bed.
The old man died.
Wouldn't at least one of us stay up to keep watch?
The Yanti woman does.
Yeah.
Dervona, you're back in that same clearing, the one from a few days ago with the riddle.
Let me make
Oh, nice.
Dr. Turner.
The fires all burn around you, except the tree with the riddle still now stands tall again, and it's actually vibrant with life.
She wouldn't cast it off any-
There's a low-hanging branch, and that same owl hangs from it.
Then help him get better.
No hanging fruit.
Fuck you,
I
Zelda
promise
Owl.
I'll do everything I can to help him.
It's not the Zelda owl.
Dervona looks at it. I suppose you're going to actually speak to me now?
Yes, you're not from this world.
Not in the slightest.
But I can't send you back.
I thought, well, if I'm going to do the MC,
Yeah, not too surprised by that.
it's not meant to be funny. I thought, well, that's good.
Well, I am a god, so it is a bit annoying that I can't seem to do something, but these things, when things like this usually happen, there's usually a reason for them. So,
Influences in normal, Mrs. Lund.
And who would you be exactly?
do you know what your purpose is? Why you're brought here?
In yourself.
Right as rain.
I knew what my purpose was,
There's Miss Staten Lyle.
but as far as I'm concerned, my purpose now is to finish growing old and find out where my grandchildren went.
I was wondering if it was Mr. Narton's house. Or perhaps Miss Blacksail public house.
You seemed like a mother.
And if I happen to see anyone suffering along the way, well, hell comes to those who caused it.
Oh, and while I remember,
Well,
I'd like you to visit Mrs. Newhall. Only do be wary. Her husband's got an
you should be thankful I've managed to bend reality enough to make you at least fit in without breaking quite a few minds.
I'm afraid I've built a lot of spoiled village.
So,
I saw one of your ladies this morning, going out.
Oh, how is she?
I have a favor
I hate to say this, but it's
to ask of you.
some kind of neurological problem, possibly a brain tumor. I've referred it to
What?
the neurology department.
Assuming it follows along what you know of me, I have no issue granting.
And one of the owl flies up, and one of its claws seem to be clutching something, and it drops it. You hold out your hand to grab it, and it's an amulet of some sort.
Valerie? Sorry. Hope you're red-handed. I've keeping a secret cache of chocolate in the fridge.
When you visit the god that you now worship in this world,
Underneath the other food.
give that amulet to the high priest. They'll know what to do.
You mean the one that you've given me memories of?
No,
Or the one that I've actually chosen?
this will do nicely. You deserve a
That's for you to find out. I can't give you all the answers.
Fair enough.
Pants. I learned how to make new pants. Not for me, thank you. I don't want
Well,
pants.
and the voice almost seems to magnify. Wake up. And you wake up.
It's a fiddle.
First thing that she would do when she wakes up is to check around for said amulet.
It's clutched in your hand. It feels warm,
Well, I think we can rule out a brain tumor.
like it's been sitting in the sun.
Who else is awake?
No one. Well, you think Lucy is. She's sitting by the fireplace with the auntie woman.
I'm so sorry.
Dervona looks over at her. So, Lucy, do you only know how to use knives?
She just nods her head.
We must support you both and the children everywhere we can. She's gonna get better, right? That guy in all sorts of ways in his face for Lisa.
How tall is Lucy?
About 4'2", 4'3".
Yeah, you said she was about 8.
Likely she'll be able to live at home for more than
9.
2 years. In case
But yeah.
if that I never might get it.
Dervona gets up. How would you like to learn to use something else? But only in defense.
She just sort of cocks her head at you.
Fred Buckle, you idle, drunken beggar.
It was a business, not a pleasure.
Dervona takes her pike off of her pack and sets it down. I could teach you to use this. You're taller than I am. You'll probably be able to use it better than I can. especially with these short arms.
And I made us go swimming.
She just walks over to it and touches it. Mm.
That's enough to go in.
I think I'm good with just the knives.
Maybe.
Thank you for offering, though.
Kids. All of us.
All right. Well, if you change your mind and feel like expanding your horizons, just ask.
Okay. She then goes over and starts braiding Rainer's hair.
Gervona looks at it. If he complains later, I'll hold him down so you can cut it.
No, I just want to make him look nice.
Yeah, well, not everyone shows gratitude.
Hmm.
Isn't her genes? So which part of her is her eye colour or the size of her feet?
Do you try to go back to sleep, or you just stay up and watch her do it?
She's actually going to stay up and continue
Oh my
to mess
God,
with her
Necro.
altar.
But
Wait, what happened?
Necro uploaded something.
Oh, yes.
Notice me, senpai.
As she sinks the knife into his spine. But Nirvana, at a certain point, you notice Lucy's humming some kind of tune to herself as she's braiding Rainer's hair.
I am getting married in a few months' time.
Okay.
I'd like to make sure everything's in order.
Gervona will listen, but she's still going to continue basically cross-referencing this amulet with the altar for Sendra she picked up.
It looks... Roll a religion check.
Yeah, I thought you wouldn't roll over that easily.
Yeah, no.
When was the first Orthodox period, Miss Kovacs? I can't remember. In France?
Every scrap of knowledge is a tooth and nail fight.
They look
Really?
similar, but the amulet's much more detailed. But they look really familiar. Though the amulet, again, just looks a lot nicer.
Basically, a lot more detail to it.
And a few gems embedded, but
What can I do?
But generally, by an idiot's assumption, it would be from the same religion.
basically.
I'm sorry, Miss Kovacs.
In that case, Gervona proceeds to slip it around her neck.
It fills your body with sort of warmth. Like you've kind of been sunning for a while, and your body just feels really pleasant. A lot of the aches that have just sort of built up over time almost sort of melt away.
That's oddly specific.
Well, no, given that you're a paladin and you're fairly old, that's something that could apply to either profession. Point stands, though, that a lot of sort of the aches that you've just grown accustomed to suddenly just start to melt away from your body. And you just all of a sudden kind of feel really pleasant. Rainer?
Yes.
You're in the inn again. Though, Jing, you're there as well.
What?
Oh, great.
What the hell?
It's gonna be one of those dreams.
There's also two figures this time sitting apart across from you. The woman and what you think is a man. He seems very suspect. Like, it almost seems like he's done something and he's just waiting for the shoe to drop and someone to figure it out. His legs are hunched up against his chest on the chair, and he's sort of like just tapping his fingers together. He's wearing a mask, but you can see his eyes, and they're this piercing yellow, and they're constantly just darting around the room.
I sit at the table.
You are sitting at the table already.
I'm sitting at the table. Jeez, what do I got to do to get some ale around here?
The woman snaps her fingers, and suddenly a tankard of ale appears in front of you.
Sweet.
How the hell did you get in here?
And the lady pipes up, ask him.
I'm an Ashmere. I'm very sensitive to deities, and they can bring me anywhere they want. It's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes.
Oh, please. Your god long since abandoned your line.
Well, there's some good news.
Good and bad, depending on how you look. No, I brought you here because you're interesting.
Friend of yours, I take it?
I have no clue.
I know his type.
Person.
More like an annoyance. But family's family. And you know what they say. You can choose your friends, but not your family.
Can I tell by how they look what deities they would match up with?
Nope.
With a 19, really?
Well, it was worth a try. And I take a big swig of my ale.
Oh, you're going to have to try harder than that. You're going to have to try harder than that, wordsmith.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
You're going to have to try harder than that to know who we are, wordsmith.
He called me a wordsmith?
Apparently.
Oh, and many congratulations on your new arrival.
And now I'm officially confused.
You're a bard.
When these movies on stage.
Or did you change your class again?
No, I'm still a bard. It's just I've never heard that. What did he write? I seen it pop up.
Yeah, this is just the Oprah of gods here.
So what can I do you for today?
Nothing. Just wanted to have a bit of fun. See if my power still worked this far from home. It's always fun trying them in a new environment. Though this inn is rather interesting. Did you make it? And he looks at the lady. No, this was his idea. And she points to you, Raynor.
My idea.
Every place we've been is from your dreams. Why you want to be here is, well, that's for you to know. I don't control everything.
At least he has good taste.
I'm sure your parents will be very
Quite. Though last time we were in a ballroom, so.
You dance?
Only that one time. And I would appreciate it that next time you think to send me a quote, I'm using my fingers, but I have to say it, quote, gift, could you not send a child along who can accidentally use it?
The child was the gift.
Then what the heck with the freaking deck?
or it could be the exhaustion of having a new mother.
A little bit of fun.
Oh, so that was you.
She delivers in a few days.
An item stolen from another, given to one.
She's with the neurologist today.
Dealing with your people is giving me a headache.
Oh, it's gonna get worse.
I'm aware of that.
Well, are you done? Oh, yes, I have what I need. You can send them away. Very well. And she snaps her fingers, and both of you just pass out and wake up.
Son of a bitch!
Morning.
I wasn't done with my ale.
Welcome.
You just wake up screaming, son of a bitch.
Yep.
You frighten quite a few of the people. Dervona, the Asimir just bolts up screaming, son of a bitch.
What was it this time?
Welcome to my last few months.
Raider, your hair's braided again.
Is it a straight braid this time?
Yeah.
Is it a straight braid?
Like, no. I meant like, you know what I mean? Like the big, long Asian braid? Or what kind of braid is it?
It's sort of like an Asian style this time.
So it's just one column.
Yeah.
Okay, this I can work with. But I go over to Lucy. I whispered to her, I just want to see how Lisa likes it long.
She'll like it more if it's done up.
I just, what's the word? Pat her head, I guess.
Okay. She seems very happy at the head pat.
They could have at least let me finish my ale. Shit. Gonna trouble a guy over nothing.
Dervona holds out a small bottle of alcohol to him. Will this help?
Yay.
What were you trying to carve?
She was attempting to make a replica of it.
You make a very bad replica.
The first of many attempts, Brian.
I know. Everybody roll dex checks for the day. Anthony, you dropped from.
I had to refresh the page.
But yeah, none of you. Nothing bad happens.
So now that I'm aware of this, is that back door open where I can join at any point?
You'd have to try. But the heavy implication was they wanted you to be there for some reason.
Yeah, but you know, guards never tell you what the fuck it is.
Jing, you also get the definite sense that those two are not a part of the usual pantheon. Which leads you to one of two ideas. Either they're outer gods or something else.
I've been to school. I know the other ones.
Yeah, you know of the other pantheon, but there's also the possibility that they're outer gods.
Well, the next time I see them, I can do a comparison in my head on what I know about the other gods. But outer gods, I have no idea about outer gods.
You know of them, you just don't know anything about them. Like, you know the concept, in essence. But you guys,
What's the matter? Are you hungry?
you guys come to essentially a sheer cliff face.
Stupid compass.
Hey, it's showing you the most direct route.
Your daughter's never been changed for so long. I know how hard you've tried.
And
How far down?
this.
That's the Yanti.
Oh, do you have an icon for Lucy now?
Nope.
How far down or how far up?
No one could have done more.
About 100, 150 feet.
Oh, nice, please.
In which direction?
Oh, like how long is it?
No, is it a cliff face? Are we at the top of a cliff or the bottom of a cliff?
Bottom.
Okay, so we're looking up at a cliff.
Pretty much.
She said to be here for talking. Don't panic, Mrs. Buckle. I'm here. I'm bearing gifts from my church. Well, more value. A microphone. I made a short promise to return it at the end of the day. Lucy, you truly are an intelligence.
Thing is, guys got a bit of time, but you definitely know something's been tailing you for the past few hours.
That's what time to study. You should be getting ready.
Well, can it fly?
You don't know. Though it's only been following you on the ground, so.
Hmm.
Done it.
So you guys got about one shot before whatever's been tailing you catches up.
Here it comes. Good luck with the music. And remember, Timothy.
I'm gonna ready it.
Sounds interesting.
Dart.
I fly up. My pipe drawn.
Anyways, so how do you guys want to approach this?
I think me and Lucy are gonna do the same thing.
Go invisible and hide.
Can you tell them I'm sorry?
Well, Lucy already has that idea. She goes invisible and starts moving up.
The dwarf's gonna start climbing too.
Roll a dex check.
Making slow progress.
You start your way up. You're not going to be able to really help anybody else. The Yanti is already moving towards and up the wall. And she's actually almost halfway up by this point. The Warforged is kind of just stuck there. He's
And the monster shows up.
well. If the rest of you want to try climbing, then
I'm gonna move towards the cliff, but still ready in a dart facing up.
How far up am I, by the way?
you're about 50 feet.
All right.
Anyways, so
Bob, you gonna start climbing anytime soon?
What the hell is that?
a really big bear with bone protruding from it. One thing is, it's alive.
Bone bear?
Oh, that's
Um, it's really big.
What size
How
category
big?
is it?
Bigger than a bear.
So large?
It's a bear.
Sorry, I have to go.
Pretty sure bears are large normally, so if it's bigger than that, it'd probably be one up.
Huge?
Everybody roll initiative.
I had a dart prepared. Can I throw it at it?
You can certainly try.
1963.
Just remind me again why you used the 22.16 thing.
For dexterity.
Tiebreaker.
It's not like we get a bunch of tiebreakers. It's just something I accidentally clicked on.
All right, so
I miss.
actually no, you hit.
I did.
Wait. Yeah. Though it doesn't seem to hit as hard as it should.
Resistant to piercing, huh? Or non-magical. Either or. Where be Snake Woman?
She's climbing.
Yeah,
she's
no,
not gonna even
you already
bother.
said she was halfway up the wall.
Anyways, Jing, you're up.
I'm afraid she's pregnant. What? I believe she may have sought solace among the seedlings in Fred Buckle's allotment.
And with that, your invisibility drops.
I didn't use invisibility.
Hold on, Felix.
Well, it makes it.
Magda, did you take her connection?
So no damage.
This takes half damage.
Halved and then halved again, so
3.
Wait, what? It's resistant to psychic damage? Or magic?
though it is pissed that you kind of made its brain hurt, so it's gonna rush. It's gonna bum rush to you.
Just gotta go through the big guy in front of me.
Strength checks. The bear wins. Get out of the way as it comes to you, and it's going to make 2 attacks on you.
This bear is defying all logic.
23s on both counts. You take combined total of 22 damage.
Observation of effect of drugs. Will the incident be reported?
Rainer, you're up.
I've been trying to answer that question myself.
Alright, gonna move to the side of this bear. Get him with my quarterstaff.
That hits, barely.
Does?
Yeah, it's a bear. Remember.
Bear.
It's
Yeah.
not a bear. This is a super bear.
Bearzilla.
Just did 3 or 4 attacks in a row.
I'm using a key.
Two.
I'm spending a key to do Fury of Blows.
And okay.
I assume
That
one
misses. 1 hits, 1 misses.
I suggest we make a deal.
And it must make a dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone.
What's the DC? Well, it's prone. As you hit it,
knock him
yeah.
to the ground.
Yeah, you hit him in the leg and sort of make it collapse on itself.
Do I feel like this didn't do as much damage as I thought either?
Yeah.
I always close my eyes and pretend I'm Audrey Hepburn.
Gavona, you're up.
Give me a second. It's loading. Roll 20 keeps freezing on me. Since I'm in the middle.
Anyways, Gavona, you're up. When you load in.
I think this lady must be Mrs. Collins. Indeed.
Yeah, apparently my roll 20 is busy killing itself right now.
Anyways,
Do I have to roll anything to climb like
Sure you don't want to live to the station.
30 feet down?
you can climb. You can use all your movement to climb all the way down.
Oh, I don't want all the way down.
I can barely understand you. Is it just
Yeah, you can go about 30 feet down if you want. Anthony, you there?
Sometimes. I wish it didn't cause other people.
We lost contact.
I'm trying to figure out what's eating up so much processing power right now. Because it's definitely not Discord or Roll20.
Yeah. Anyways, so. Anyways. Dervona, you've climbed down about 30 feet. What do you want to do?
All right.
You just going to end your turn or are you going to do something?
I love Shakespeare. I love you.
Lovely talking to you. If I can't make that little girl feel
So, next up is the Warforged turn. He's gonna stand up,
when you see Alexandra,
raise the spear he's got, the really pointy one. He's gonna try to stab it.
should have advantage with melee because he's prone?
It does.
Love is all.
It 12 hits, so 5 points of damage.
Bludgeoning
Elizabeth.
doesn't work. Piercing doesn't work. Magic doesn't work. What the hell?
Elizabeth, you're up.
Oh, come on.
Pass on.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Were you on top of the cliff before all this?
She was flying.
I was flying about
How far up?
20 feet.
All right, yeah. So 8 reduced to 4. Oh, no, wait. Actually, it is just 8.
Silver.
No, crit.
All right.
And I'll go again with action.
Okay. That hits, and only 7, though.
Mother of God, what is this thing made out of?
Jing, you're up.
I take my bonus action and tell it to go fuck itself. It now has disadvantage on all
Attacks.
no, it's an ability. It's an ability.
You have to choose the ability.
Wisdom saving throws.
Ability checks, not saves.
Wisdom.
Okay, so all wisdom checks are now at disadvantage, but wisdom saves aren't.
Yeah, this spell never really made sense to me.
It's meant to sort of hamper somebody. It's basically meant to keep somebody in a certain place or to make them more susceptible to a certain form of combat.
Gonna do anything else with your action?
I did.
That was a bonus action. You have an action left.
Yeah, I know. I whispered in it. Just did whispers again.
Okay, so it takes 4 points.
It just loaded for me.
Plus another
A D6.
one
Necrotic.
D6.
Huge amount of detail in here, which is one of the right down to the.
It actually doesn't take any necrotic.
Menus and also our ashtrays and salt and pepper pots. Everything has a sort of.
So it's dead.
What the fuck with despair?
It's undead. Necrotic damage should be taking effect, but it just isn't.
Oh. I'm afraid your mother had to go home. Can I have a word?
Bear's turn. It's gonna get up. It's gonna run like hell.
Do we all get an attack of opportunity?
Yeah.
Everybody swing!
And at the same time, you can also see out into the main hall with the shop.
Jean, click your weapon thingy. Attack that you rarely use.
Okay.
That'll hit.
I should have become a sense.
Necro, there's no advantage. It got up.
Oh, yeah. Well, 18.
So it's just 18, but so 6, 5. And what's the strength save for?
It's his stupid enchantment on his spear.
Rules you broke.
Alright, so pull it back.
Call the Midwife Season 7 is available on DVD.
How far back does it get pulled?
No, to pull my spear back.
Oh.
It has an invisible chain that I can pull it back with.
But you use that as a melee.
So 4 and 8. So 12, 5, 6, 11, 23. Rainer, you're up.
Gonna get around in front of him. Hit him again.
Yes, get in front of the mutant bear that almost killed me in one blow.
Natural 20.
Roll damage. Takes the full 14.
Spend a key to do Fury of Blows.
Both hit. Roll damage.
He's gotta make a deck save.
15. 15 divided by 2. 7.
He matched. Does that mean he makes it?
He makes it.
Alright, he's not knocked prone.
Dervona.
That's a lot of damage.
Can I roll insight to try and figure out what this thing's planning?
Sure. It's trying to get the fuck out of here. It just wants out.
Wow, Rotoni's lagging. I didn't even see his roll.
I did.
I'm gonna reload.
You know what? I'm going to use Channel Divinity. And I am going to Burning Smite my javelin and chuck it at him.
All right, roll an attack. Misses.
All right.
That it?
Yep.
The Warforged is going to stand his ground. Elizabeth?
And let's go again. This time I'll use Fighting Spirit.
The bear seems to stumble at first.
It reverts to its druidic form.
It actually does.
Except I was being a shit.
No, it was druid. Also, kind of a demigod.
What?
What
So he
replaces it is a much taller figure. Essentially, it's this really tall figure that seems to be part wood and part skeleton. It's much taller than any of you guys, and it's much taller than the Warforged.
Damn well better be taller than me after all that.
It's about 10 feet tall. It's this large figure that looks just barely humanoid, yet at the same time doesn't.
Is it an int?
You have no idea. It's got this sort of animal-like skull. You think almost deer. And there's these two burning coals where its eyes are.
Oh my god, is this a Wendigo?
No, it's not a Wendigo. But it looks at the both of you and then just sort of falls apart and lands on, and parts of it just land on the floor, the ground. Well, you beat it.
Did we just bitch slap a guardian of the forest?
Looks like it more gave up.
Rather just decided to leave. You have no idea what just happened.
Can I make a shot in the dark?
Sure, roll investigation.
God damn, roll 20. I can't. It's lagging again.
Yeah, it seems the site's having problems all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I think we might want to end it early just because the website's being a temperamental little.
Alright, I got a 13.
None of you have no idea.
Can I take the skull?
Sure, it crumbles in your hands.
God damn it.
Anything in there that wasn't part of the creature?
Nope.
Can I shift around and see if I can find anything that isn't going to fall apart on contact?
Most of it's kind of turned to compost.
What hasn't turned to compost?
Nothing.
Then don't say most of it.
Well, there was the skull. It turned to dust.
Semantics. So I guess we'll start climbing this cliff.
Yep.
Oh yeah, what are we gonna do about the Warforged? Can he climb?
He stores the spear in his back and sort of jumps and plants his hands into the wall. You just like as his fingers actually pierce the rock. And he just starts slowly climbing. Over the course of
I fly up there.
about
Why?
you have flight?
They have
Oh yeah, the wings.
Still waiting for my flying Nimbus.
You're not getting it. Anyways,
It's a feat I seldom use. Only when
Oh.
situations are.
you guys
Die.
eventually get to the top of the cliff. The auntie and Lucy were kind of just sitting up there waiting for you guys.
Well, I know one thing. Your forest is a dick.
Nah, don't say that, Jing. It's just overly friendly.
Nature's a
It literally almost killed me with one shot.
How much damage did it do?
22. I'm well under halfway.
Congrats, you regained 15.
And we're marching along on Moonlight Way.
One right rose for my lady. Doesn't mean I'm not going to still bitch about it, but
She'll take it. She also doesn't expect you to not bitch about it.
So, anyways, you guys move on, or do you want to make camp up on the cliff edge?
Hell to the no.
hell to the nah, hell to the nah, to the nah, nah, nah.
I have no idea what the hell that thing is, and it just disappeared.
All right. So,
The staff in here is on a mission to be her very best in ratchet.
You especially.
everybody else, you eventually get to a better campsite. Small clearing. It's nice enough. Guys set up camp.
I'm gonna check my journal. It's been a while.
No real updates.
Is there a river nearby?
You can look for one. You find a small creek.
Is it small enough to fit a dwarf?
It'd be a bit cramped, but yes.
Then the dwarf is bathing, and the first person to come by gets a javelin.
Okay.
Any changes to my mark?
A strong stream of running water is what I am looking for to refill our water tanks. Why do I still have advantage turned on?
You find a slightly better creek. One that doesn't have a currently naked dwarf.
With javelin in reach.
But yeah, no, point is, you don't find one. Anyways, yeah, you do find the dwarf. Well, you don't find the dwarf, sorry. Yeah, words. You do find another creek.
Is it running?
It's like a very slow run, but yes.
Is it clear?
Let's just skip to the end of these questions. Is it something a sane person would drink?
A desperate person. But it looks relatively clean.
I fill up my empty alcohol thingy barrel with water.
Takes a while, but eventually you do get it filled.
I'm gonna try to read Lucy's fortune.
How do you accomplish this? Oh, wait, Lucy, not Lisa. Which... Roll a d20.
Where would you like to be stabbed in the face first?
No, this is something else. Roll a d20.
What level of screwed would you like to achieve?
Okay, you didn't roll an even, so you do pull out the tarot card deck and not the other deck.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, God.
That would have been so fucking bad.
They both weigh the exact same, and for some reason you keep them right next to each other.
God damn it.
Because one's in a case.
Both of them are in a case.
Since when?
Yeah.
Huh. Suddenly the tarot card deck has a case.
Fuckity fuck.
But you do pull out the tarot cards and shuffle them up. Roll for the first. The Hanged Man upside down. The Lovers right side up.
Okay.
Roll the third. The Angel on its side.
Huh. I put the deck away.
Roll another d20.
Uh-oh.
You put away one and pull out the other.
Why?
Curiosity, impulse. You don't open it, you just pull it out and look at it. You notice the flap that keeps it closed is loose.
What is with you in making me want to pull ship cards?
No, it's just you have a deck that could potentially change reality, and honestly, no matter how cautious you are, that would honestly still kind of be cool just to look at.
Do I notice this?
You don't know about it, but
Well, neon flash went off in the middle of our camp yesterday morning.
anyways, what do you do with it? If you want to do anything. Keep in mind, you can put away the deck. You roll and I'll tell you what happens.
No. I'm asking the group. I'm basically flipping a coin.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Odds are
Wait,
evens.
what?
Evans. Stevens.
I do nothing.
You put away the deck. All right.
And I'm boiling water to make it cleaner.
In a wooden barrel.
You all
I'm
go to
metal
bed,
tankard.
and we'll end it there for the night because roll 20 is starting to act up.
Roll 20 is being a D20.
Pretty much. Anyways,
You guys are gonna have a fun time Tuesday.
this is like you got double the dose of insanity back.
Oh, I have a game after this.
Oh,
Really?
well,
When?
Yeah, 11:30.
Ah.
anyways,
What do we get for beating the bear?
1 minute.
My bowels not all over the floor. That son of a bitch hit like a Mack truck. He not only did he do a dash like fucking bull rush, he did 2 attacks. What the fuck?
Well, maybe you shouldn't have pissed it off.
Well, maybe it shouldn't have been stalking me. This party has literally killed things for less. Literally.
Toki, I'm kind of counting on that part of your personality. I have specifically set up
Each of
plots
you
against
gets
you.
300.
And we're sailing along.
Anyways, see you on Tuesday, guys.
For y'all's next torture session.